So what you need for this class is just a chair. And I want you to be able to see the screen the best. So make sure the screen is at a place where you can see it and you're not going to be like turning in a weird way. And then you're going to go ahead and sit in the chair and have your feet right under your knees. I'm going to tilt it down. You don't need to see that much above my head. So you'll have your feet right under your knees. And maybe sit a little forward in the chair. So you're using your core muscles. So you're sitting tall. If that's not accessible for you, you are welcome to sit a little further back in the chair too. So just find what level of exertion is best for you. I'm going to take my socks off so you can see my feet better. And take a moment to settle here. Place your hands in your lap. You can place them palms facing down if you want to feel more grounded. Or if you're wanting to feel more connected and open, you can have them palms facing up. So that connection could be with all of us present here live together. Connection with others during this time of isolation. Maybe you want to try both of those out. See what feels best for you, and then close your eyes if that's comfortable. Notice your natural breath to begin. Is it easy? Or is it challenging? Is it forced? Is it short or long? Steady or irregular? Really observe your breath as an indicator of the state of your nervous system, the state of your mind. One magical thing is that we can hack our nervous system and change the state of our body and the state of our mind through altering our breath. So I want to do this with you by placing one hand on your heart. So right hand on your heart, and then left hand, I'd like it to be in the upper part, like above your belly button. So it's right where your diaphragm is, a muscle that separates the lungs from the abdominal cavity. So I'd like you to just feel that breath here. Feel that expansion with the inhales and release with the exhales. You might even feel your own heart beating. Now deepen your breath, expanding with the inhales even more, and releasing down and in with the exhales. Make your breath a little louder. You're all muted, so we can't hear you. Make it so loud that if somebody were sitting next to you, they could hear you. A few of you do have somebody sitting next to you. Creating that whisper sound in your breath, like the sound of the ocean. Now I'd like you to particularly elongate your exhales. Try to let as much of the breath out with each exhale without forcing. And notice how your breath changes everything. I'm going to take a few more breaths like this. Actually, I'd like you to take 3 on your own. And when you're done, place your hands in your lap. And you can allow your breath to become natural. It may keep the same rhythm. It may change. Whatever feels right. And we're going to start by moving our feet and moving the energy up the body, moving in yoga terms, the prana up the body. So I'd like you to just start by wiggling your toes and imagine your toes are in the sand at the beach. So you're curling and squeezing your toes on whatever surface is below. So we're also doing from the feet up today strategically, because if you've been sitting a lot, it's good to help getting the blood flow and also the lymph flow, the fluids to flow back up toward the heart, prevent that swelling at the feet. Now I'd like you to go ahead and lift your heels off the ground and then place them down. Do that a few times. So you're lifting up, you squeeze your calf muscles when you do that and release down. If you ever get crampy while you do this, don't do it too much. You can shake it out, rub it out, have a sip of water. Might be meaning that you're dehydrated. All right, now we're gonna lift the legs up. To do this, you might need to scoot back in your chair a little bit to find a little more balance. And when you lift your legs up, I just want you to start by pumping your ankles up and down. And then draw some circles. Try to draw perfect circles here. A mindful exercise. Notice any snap pops, snap crackles and pops, other direction, which is completely natural. All right, now this is my favorite one. I'd like you to turn the soles of your feet in toward each other. So that action is going to happen at your ankle, but it also happens at your hip. Your whole leg really turns in toward and then out away. And try to get this action, so inverting, turning the feet in toward each other and then out away from each other. That's called everting. Turning inward and outward with the feet. I'm going to let you keep doing that. And one of the reasons I think this is so important is because this is key for balance. I don't know why we don't do this action enough through the day and even in yoga and exercise classes. Keep doing this and actually pause in one of the two. Pause with the soles of the feet in toward each other. So notice what muscles you feel engaging here. First of all, also notice if you're slouching, sit tall. And then bring the awareness to your feet. What muscles do you feel engaging? What muscles do you feel stretching? The muscles on the inside of the foot right now are engaging to bring you into this. Notice how that feels. They're strengthening. The muscles on the outside are stretching. They're lengthening. Feel that little pull. Now we're going to go to the other direction. So now the opposite is happening. So turning the soles of your feet out away from each other. Feel what's going on first. Now you're feeling the outside of the ankle strengthening. Notice what that feels like to strengthen those muscles. And then the inside is stretching a little bit. All right, relax that. Pause for a moment, place your feet down, and feel the resulting sensations, vibrations, and flows. Press your feet firmly into the ground. We're going to start marching just like this. And as you're marching, I'm going to explain to you why we did just what we did with the ankle movement and why it's so important to balance and fall prevention. So if you're walking and you were to fall, the way we tend to fall is by twisting the ankle and falling down that way. But if we can build the agility, flexibility, and strengthen the ankles, which we did through this movement and awareness, we can help prevent falls. So that's one of the reasons I really love that movement. All right, so we're still marching. Now I'd like you to lift one leg up and hold. When you do that, you really have to activate your core. Sit a little taller. You don't have to lift it as high as I am. It can be lifted an inch off if that's what's right for you. Either way, I feel my core working. So as high as you're comfortable. And then I'd like you to draw some circles. This is very challenging. If you need to rest, everything I say is a suggestion. Go the other direction. So if you ever need to rest during the class and just watch for a moment, you still get benefits from watching, from visualizing doing the motion. Actually, that's how Olympic athletes train. Lift the knee up and hold. This is the hard part. You got to keep your posture tall. Feel your head floating up. Once again, your knee doesn't have to be that high, just as high as is comfortable for you. We have people of all different body types here. All right, now bring the leg out to the side and hold. Just because it's chair yoga doesn't mean it's not going to be super easy. There are going to be some challenges. What is it like to feel that intensity? You're always welcome to bring it down a second. Come back to center, hold, hold, hold. Sit taller, one more deep breath. And then release down. Rub that leg. You can feel how the circulation has really shifted. Now rub the knee. Give some love to that knee. All right, sit tall and pause for a moment. Feel the leg you just did that with. Feel it fully. And feel the other leg. Feel the difference. Now feel both legs simultaneously. Feel them both at once. Take a deep breath. And lift the other leg up and hold. Start by holding sitting tall, head is floating up. Feel the core engaging. You get to choose how high or low you go. And you want to make sure you're always breathing when we hold something. Always breathing, actually the whole class. Don't hold your breath at any point. So now we're going to draw some circles. You can make them as big or small as you want, but what we're doing either way is lubricating the joint, helping that fluid in the joint, the synovial fluid, to flow better and to be thicker and better at its job. Go the other direction with those circles. And I just noticed I started to slouch a little on my low back. Notice if you are too. Sit taller. You can always take a break. Good. Hold it up and center now. You get to choose how high, how low. It's up to you. Push that low back forward. Head is floating up. Bring the leg out to the side. Hold here. One more deep breath. Come back to center. Lift it a little higher and release it down. Okay. Shake it out. Shake both legs. And then rub that leg that you just worked. Rub the leg and the knee. And take both hands and rub both legs. And rub both knees. Check in with your knees. This is a very valuable joint, very expensive joint. So give your knees some love. Check in and notice, it's kind of rainy here today, and so my knees are speaking to me more. Notice what they're saying to you today. And then hold your knees. Take a deep breath. Think of all the places your knees have taken you. Even if you do have a love-hate relationship with your knees, can you feel some gratitude in this moment? Holding the knees, begin to draw circles with your upper body. So my whole body is moving. I'm really moving at the base of my spine. So my torso stays pretty neutral. My head is moving with the rest of my body. You can make those circles bigger if you'd like. If you have vertigo, don't do this. Just close your eyes and sit tall. You can make them even bigger if that feels good for you. Nice and slow though. Go the other direction now with those circles. This time, I'd like you to start to spiral in, making the circles smaller and smaller each time you go around. Like you're unwinding from the long week, which I think we all are. Coming back to center, eventually you're doing such small circles I can barely see them. And eventually you're sitting tall with the head floating up, just feeling a residual spiral within. Imagine your head as a balloon floating up. And feel that spiral. Feel that energy settle. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Now, I'm going to turn to the side, but you stay right where you are. I just want you to see my spine. So this is the action we're going to do. You're going to glide your hands down and tuck your chin down to round your upper back. And then I'm going to glide my hands up my legs, press my chest slightly forward, shoulder blades squeeze together, and chin lifts ever so slightly. It's a very slight lift of the chin. I don't want it to drop back. Nice and subtle. Less is more. And then you'll go back to the other pose, exhaling to round your spine, bringing your chin down. Hands come toward your knees. Inhale, glide your hands up your legs, squeeze the shoulder blades together, press your heart forward. Exhale, come down, and continue this motion with your own breath rate. Inhale to come up, cat-cows. Listen to your breath as you move. Next time you come up, we're going to pause here, pressing the chest forward as if there's a string on your heart and it's lifting forward and up. Feel the shoulders reaching back toward each other, the shoulder blades squeezing toward each other. Chin is just ever so slightly lifted. One more deep breath here and come to neutral, sitting tall, head floating up like a balloon. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. So now we're going to go into a side stretch. So you can, if you have an arm to your chair, your hand could go to the arm or to the base of the chair. The other arm is going to reach up and over to come into a side stretch. You may just keep that hand on your hip and reach over into the side stretch, just focusing on the spine. That's really the important part if your shoulder doesn't move this way. So either way, coming into this side bend, either arm up or hand at the hip, relax your shoulders down. And if it's comfortable for you and your neck, you can look up toward the ceiling. And take 2 more deep breaths here. And then come back to center. Pause for a moment in center before we do the other side. And notice if your body's really aching for that other side. And set yourself up, either hand on the arm or the side of the chair. Arm could come up and over, and you can look up, or a hand on the hip. Whatever's best for you. Listen to your body. Don't do anything that hurts or increases pain in the class. If you have any questions, you can ask me after class. If you're watching this recorded later, you can always ask me online, on Instagram, on email. Come back up to center. And release down, pause for a moment. So we're gonna do a twist. I'm actually gonna make it, you don't need to see my feet as much anymore. So you're gonna do a twist. And to do this, it's not about how far you twist, it's actually about how long you can get your spine. So first step is sitting as tall as you can and imagining your head is a balloon floating up, up, up. Feel that length in your spine. Now bring your arms up to a big V shape. They don't need to be like right next to your ears. They could be in front of you if that's more comfortable for your shoulders or up, whatever works for you. This is really to focus on getting as much length in your spine as possible. Now we're going to turn to one side, twisting, keeping the arms up. Notice how far you can twist and you can turn using the muscles in your body. So you're using your core muscles to stabilize and to bring you into the pose. Now that we have this place, this is as far as we're going to turn. Place your hands down, either to the side of the chair, the arm of the chair, side of your leg, wherever works for you. And the hands are there not to pull you further into the pose, but to press down to lift up further while keeping the shoulders still relaxed down. Notice how that's different when you focus on the length rather than how much you're turning in the pose. Now you can turn your head a little more, but trying not to use the arms to crank further into the pose. Using your core to really stabilize, but you're still breathing. One more deep breath. And then you're going to come back to center and bring the arms back up. Get as tall as you can. Turn to the other side. See how far you can turn using the core muscles. Keep that length in your spine and bring your hands down to wherever you do to get a little more height, to press down to lift up. Make sure the shoulders aren't shrugged up. They're relaxed down. You can turn your head a little more, but resist the urge to use your hands to crank further into the pose. Focusing on strengthening here, strengthening and stabilizing the core while still breathing. Few more deep breaths here. And then we're going to come back up to center. Arms will come back up. Get as tall as you can here. And we're going to go a little faster from side to side. Once again, it's not about going super far into the turn. It's about how tall you are. So turn to one side. Place your hands down. Exhale. Inhale, come to center. Exhale here. Good. Inhale, turn to the other side. Place your hands down. Exhale. Inhale, come to center. Exhale here. Inhale, turn to the other side. Place your hands down. Exhale. Inhale, come to center. Exhale here. Inhale, turn to the other side. Place your hands down. Exhale. Inhale, come to center. Arms are up. Good, we're going to stop here. Place the hands down. Roll your shoulders back. And I'm going to come closer because this next part is just the upper body and neck and shoulders. You can stay wherever you are. So we're just rolling the shoulders back. You can make them really big to start. But then I want you to see the value of going more subtle. Like I said, less is more. So start to spiral those circles in, making them smaller and smaller each time, until eventually those shoulder circles are deep in the joint. You can feel that ball and socket joint of the shoulders and the subtle movements. I love seeing people's pets come up to them and say hi. Until eventually you just release the shoulders back and down. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Feel the flow of energy around your shoulders. And bring one hand in front of you like this. The other hand is going to grab the fingers and thumb. Grab the thumb too and pull it back. I'll show you from the side. So I'm not locking my elbow. My elbow is soft, but it's pretty straight. And I'm pulling back, not to the level of pain, but to the level of feeling a stretch here to counteract all the typing and texting we've all been doing recently to stay in touch. Take another deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let's do the other side. Elbow is soft. Another deep breath. Shoulders are relaxed down. Neck is long. Yes. And then release it out and gently shake. Gently shake. Make loose fists so you're not going tight and go in circles. And then the other direction with your circles. Bring your arms into goalpost arms, cactus arms. Notice how that got your chest a little wider. I saw everybody's posture got better. Now bring the arms down like this, which is kind of a weird position. Notice how that feels. A novel position for a lot of your muscles. And then come up. We're just going to go back and forth between those a few times. You can go as subtle or deep into that as feels good for you. And then we're going to just hold here for a few moments in this really weird, strange position. And then we're just going to hold here for a few moments, opening the chest, head is up. Touch your thumb to your first finger or toward it. Thumb toward the second, or maybe to touch. Thumb to the third. And then the pinky. Open your fingers as wide as you can and release your hands down to your lap. Roll those shoulders back a few times. Start big and then make it smaller, spiraling in until those circles are so small and subtle you barely feel them at all. Pause for a moment and just close your eyes and feel your shoulders as those sensations dissolve, dissipate. Imagine your shoulders are like ice and they're melting to water. Feel this for the next few breaths. From ice to water. And now from water to vapor. As the shoulders release from the inside out. Gently open your eyes, keeping the shoulders relaxed in this position. Turn your head to look over one shoulder. Come back to center and turn your head to look over the other shoulder. Come back to center. Good. Now I want you to, this time you turn your head to look over the shoulder and notice the furthest thing you can see in your sight. So notice it, maybe it's a plug on the wall, something behind you. Notice how far you can turn. And then come back to center. Good. So this time we're going to take the opposite thumb and twiddle your thumb. Just go like this, tuck it in, tuck it out. And then pull your earlobe. It always makes me like crack my jaw. I'm like, oh, maybe yawn if that feels good. Ah, good. Release down, close your eyes for a moment and imagine your neck getting longer and your head turning further. Really imagine turning further. This head turning is a very important skill. We don't realize how important it is for balance, for activities of daily living like driving. So it's important to keep this. So I want you to really visualize turning further. Now feel your head get a little taller, floating up, and turn again. And see the furthest thing. Is it further than what you saw before? No minus. and then come back to center. If it was further, that is showing the power of your mind and the power of just like releasing the fascia. Everything's connected. So we did little things. We did a little yawn, a few little things there. And since everything's connected, it makes a big difference. So let's do it on the other side. See the furthest thing you can see. I can definitely do further on this side than the first. Good thing to note also. Now, opposite thumb, move your opposite thumb when you come back to center. Move it up and down, circles. Good. Take that opposite ear, pull it. Good. It always makes me yawn or go like that. I don't know. If it does for you, try it. Oh. And then come back to center and imagine your head getting taller, floating up even more. Close your eyes and visualize going further. Keep those shoulders relaxed, but the neck is long and flexible. And then go ahead and open your eyes and turn. See if you're able to go any further. And then come back to center. Awesome. Tilt your head to one side. So it's just like dropping the ear toward the shoulder. The shoulders are relaxed. Now I'd like you to bring your chin down slightly. So it's like you're looking down at an angle when you're here. You're going to feel a nice stretch on the side of your neck, the areas where you know you need a massage. And I'm a massage person. I'm a massage therapist, and I also love to get massages. And this is an area that's been missing it. So we're going to massage it out ourselves by taking the opposite shoulder, whichever one is the opposite of the way you're turning, and draw some circles. It can be really small. And feel how that changes the sensations on the side of the neck, massaging it out. A couple more moments here. Maybe kind of bringing a different shape is better for you, like a lift and a lower or forward and back. It doesn't have to be exact circles for this one. Just whatever massages it out. And float the head back up to center. Notice how this side of the neck feels, and then this side feels so different to me right now. Just notice what you feel. It's pretty crazy how different it is for me. Now you're going to go to the other side, tilt the head, and bring the head to be slightly facing down. Shoulders are down, and this opposite shoulder is going to go in little circles or whatever shapes work for you. Really, there's no right or wrong. It's just you're moving at this attachment point to help massage out all those muscles that hold so much tension for so many of us. I was just looking at the comments. Somebody's in Sweden. My book's going to be out in Swedish very soon. I'm very excited about that. And then float your head back up to center and notice how your shoulders and neck feel. That's one of my favorites, but this next one I'm going to teach you is probably my number one favorite thing. If you remember anything from this class and you do it throughout your day, it's going to be this if this works for you, okay? So many of us have our heads forward like this from texting, from typing, from reading. And really, we need to remind our neck muscles to hold our heads in the optimal position with the ears right over the shoulders. You can even test that by taking your fingers into the center of your ears and dropping down. They should be right at that center point of where a seam in your shoulders would be. But so much of the time we're like this. When you're typing and you notice you're like this is my suggestion. Bring your hands behind your head if this is accessible. If this is not accessible, you could sit your chair against the wall and press your head back into the wall. Or if you're in a car, pressing into the car seat when you're at a stoplight. So all different ways to approach this. What some of the tricks are here is you want to make sure that your thumbs are at the base of your skull. So there's this ridge right here that I want your thumbs to be right under so it can grab. And then fingers are interlaced or whatever is comfortable behind your head. Elbows are going to try to go out back as far as you comfortably can. And press your head into your hands. As you press your hands, equal and opposite back into your head. So you get to choose how intense you make this. It could be quite subtle, or you could be really pressing in both directions. Now, while you're doing that, all the while, I want you to be subtly pulling upward with your thumb under that ridge there. So we're gently pulling upward to create a little bit of space in between your neck vertebrae, your cervical vertebrae. We're going to stay here a few more deep breaths. If you ever get any numbness or anything, pain here, just come out of it. One more deep breath. And then release your arms down and notice that lightness in your head and neck, shoulders come down. Feel the head floating up. Notice how just naturally that put your ears right over your shoulders. You can even test if you want. Just naturally. It retrains and puts your head back in the place it needs to be. So even if you just did that for 1 to 3 breaths as a break from computer work, going to retrain your neck muscles to hold your head in the right place. Close your eyes for a moment and really feel it. Feel that head floating up. Shoulders sinking down. We're going to only do one thing standing, and it's really just optional. The thing standing is coming behind you to behind your chair, and you're going to use it for balance. And we're going to be coming up and down on our toes here. If you'd like to stay in the chair, what I'll have you do is what we did actually the very first movement of the class. So you're just going to be doing it on your feet like this, lifting up and down on your toes, which activates similar muscles. But if you're standing, you can hold behind your chair and you try to barely hold your chair rather than grasping on it, if that's possible for you. Come up to your toes, like your tippy toes, and come down. Maybe even don't hold the chair. No, it's there. You can always tap on it and then come down. We're going to do that a few more times. Find a focal point. Maybe it's the corner of the computer or phone rather than just me because I'm moving. Maybe it's something on the wall, something you can stare at, and come down. Good. Next time we come up, we're going to hold for a moment. You get to choose how high you go. Now, this is the key. I want you to resist gravity as you come down. So slow the descent down to the floor. So slow. You're not there yet. You're not there yet. Your heels haven't touched. So slow. Until eventually your heels are down. That works when you're seated in the chair too. We're going to get a chance to do it again. Lifting up to your tiptoes. Pause here for a moment. See if you can catch your balance. Maybe barely tapping the chair, lifting the hands up. Now in slow-mo, come down. Really slow. Control the descent. Eventually, when your heels finally hit the ground, bring your weight back to your heels and feel yourself sink down and settle in your posture. Look down at your feet and let's make sure your feet are about hip distance apart and parallel. I'm going to move my chair, but you can keep yours right where it is. So we just want it about hip distance apart and parallel. Spread the toes and place them down. Bring most of your weight back toward your heels. You have the chair if you need to hold it, but we're just going to settle and try to close your eyes. That's why I said you might need to hold your chair. Because when you close your eyes, you lose that element that helps you with balance. You'll feel a little swaying. Be okay with that. Notice what it feels like to stand tall in your body. Optional, you can bring your arms up to that big V shape above you. Notice how it felt with the eyes closed for that transition. Just an option. And then slowly bring the arms back down. I'd like you to go ahead and walk to step in front of your chair. And Come in front of your chair, reach your hands behind you. You're going to come down in slow-mo. Some of you have already sat down. You're going to come down and try to reach behind you either to the arms or the base of the chair. Make sure it's there. So you're about halfway down and come up all the way. Come halfway down again. Come 3/4 of the way down and up all the way. Come down halfway, 3/4 of the way. Reach for that chair, hold it, make sure it's there. 9/10 of the way, and up halfway, down 9/10 of the way, and down all the way. Settle down. Just a couple stretches, and then we're gonna meditate for the last few minutes. Bring your legs out a little wider. Bring your forearms to your thighs and lean forward. If you can always just have your hands on your thighs too, if that's enough. But when you lean forward, I'm showing from the side, you don't need to turn. I want your spine to be long, so I don't want you to be like this. So if you need to have your hands there, that's fine too. Now, if it's comfortable for you, you can come down a little further. Trying not to round here, really just trying to focus on the sensations on the inner thigh, around your hips. 3 more deep breaths here. And then come on up when you're done. Bring the feet back toward each other. And if it's accessible for you, I'm just going to show you my legs here. You can bring one leg up like this. If this isn't right for you, you can step that other bottom leg out in front and bring the leg to the shin, creating a little ramp for it, or maybe even closer to the ankle. Either way, wherever you are, you're going to come to the pose, and you might already feel enough sensations. If you need more, we're going to do the same sort of leaning. I'm just turning to show you. You don't have to turn. You're going to lean like this. You may bring your forearms down. You may come a little further down. But I'd rather not see you rounding like this. I'd rather see you just a subtle lean. So you feel sensations around your hips is likely where you'll feel it. So wherever you are with this pose, leaning, breathing. Notice your breath in this moment. Notice this breath. Take another deep breath. And then slowly come up. Bring the leg down. And pause between sides. Feeling the resulting sensations, vibrations, flows. Now bring the other leg up to either the leg or the lower or the thigh, either way, whatever works for you. And do your leaning forward to whatever is appropriate for you. Notice if this side feels different than the first. Notice if this is something maybe you should be doing through your day when you're sitting for a long time. This is a good one for a lot of people to take a break with. Few more deep breaths here. And then release it down and come back up to center. And I want you to freely move for a moment in any way that feels good for you. So you might feel like there's something else your body needs. You might want to do a little dance. I just want you to listen to your body and do what feels right for a moment. Maybe that is stillness or having a sip of water. If you want to grab a pillow, I am fine with you using a pillow behind your back. If you want to sit tall and focus on keeping the core engaged and improving your posture, you can do that for this last few minutes of meditation. But I'd like you to get settled in your chair. Do any wiggles or movements you need to get just 5 to 10% more comfortable. Feet are grounded down. Shoulders relax. Bring your attention to your toes and feet. Curl your toes, squeeze your feet, and release. Spread the toes, place them down. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Bring your attention up to your thighs. Squeeze your buttocks, squeeze your thighs, squeeze the butt cheeks together, and release. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Bring your attention up to your belly. Squeeze your belly button in toward your spine. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. Allow your belly to move freely with your breath. Make your hands into fists. Lift your arms up, bend your elbows, squeeze your arms, squeeze, 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 and drop them. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Take your shoulders, squeeze them up toward your ears like I tell you not to do all class. Actually, squeeze that tension out, 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 and release. Roll the shoulders back and down. Allow the shoulders to settle. And then deep breath. Attention to your face. Pucker your lips, squint your eyes, squeeze your whole face. And release. Make silly faces, maybe the yawn. Let the tension out of your face. Nobody can see you but me. And then allow your eyes to settle into a closed position if that's comfortable. The eyelids are heavy. Feel the jaw drop and release. Feel your lips gently touching each other. And the breath flowing in and out of your nose. Can you feel it in your nostrils and right under your nostrils, moving in and out? Feel your shoulders once again from ice melting to water, evaporating to vapor. And feel your breath, knowing that in this moment, you're breathing with people all over the world. Actually, let's all take a moment to turn the palms face up. Rest them on your lap. And feel that sense of us all breathing together. From Sweden to India, all over the US, Scotland, and then the future people that watch the recording, breathing with you. Take a moment and feel this. the sense of connection and acknowledgement of others in a similar situation. And take a few moments now to just be. There's nothing to accomplish, nothing to do. Just be in your body in this moment. Now be in your body and feel all the physical sensations that resulted from all that you just did for yourself. With your hands in your lap facing upward, we'll do the same motion we did earlier in class, touching your thumb to your first finger. And say to yourself, mentally or out loud, calm. Touch your thumb to your second finger, patient. And the thumb to or towards the third finger, confident. And the pinky finger, intuitive. Starting over, calm. Repeat it to yourself mentally or out loud. Patient, confident, intuitive. As you repeat it in this next round, really feel these as qualities that you have the capacity for, that are in you. So I am calm, capacity for calm. Patient, confident, intuitive. I would like you to choose one of those, whichever one you feel like you need most right now, and place your finger on that quality. Just repeat to yourself, I am. Mine's patient. I am patient. Whatever yours needs to be, repeat it to yourself, whichever one resonates for this moment. Setting this intention for the rest of the day. Release your fingers from touching. And stack your hands over your heart, right hand first, and then left hand stacks right on top. Drop your head down. Take a moment to let the contents of your head rest in your heart space. Feel your heart beating in your chest or sense it. Bringing this intention through the rest of your day, through the rest of your week. Gently open your eyes and just see your surroundings. And thank you all so much for joining me today. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you.